Yeah, I really don't know either. So I guess I need to pack my bags. Well, the Misty Mountain, where the spirits go. Over the hill, where the spirits fly. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. And who wants to bet I don't get copyright claimed on that song? I might even get blocked in a country or two. I'm okay with that. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. I'm a grown adult. Oh, let me put this cigarette in my mouth. God damn. I had to nap today. We got out and about in the freezing cold. Me and Nursey stopped by the dollar store. Picked up some delicious candy to help me further or advance my quest to commit suicide by sugar. To say, fuck you, diabetes. I am going to have a cowtail. I'm going to eat some sweet tart jelly beans. Maybe even have a chocolate nutty buddy. And there ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it. So I kind of went sugar coma for a little bit. Watched a little bit of some sports ball and passed out. Oof. It was okay. I was all right with it. Yeah, I cranked out at about 7 o'clock. Woke back up about 11:30 or so. Had a nice lay down. You don't necessarily have to sleep when you nap. You just have to relax. And so that is what I did. I put myself into a relaxing kind of just a horizontal fade, and life was good. Now I have no idea if Kadanti's gonna make it tonight. Because the last message she sent me was around 11:30 and said, I'm gonna eat and then get high. So I hope that's working out for her. Till then, we'll kind of run a short show here. Talk a little bit. It's not like I haven't rambled on my own for a while. People, of course, may stop by to kind of get the old man back on track. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Not counting on it, but I feel appreciative when that does happen. Oh, hey, this is going to be easy. I think Kadant's going to be sorry that she missed this round of good mornings. You know what? I before I flip to the big screen, I think I'll do the bink. No, God damn it! I had to. Hold on, guys. I gotta find it. Let's see. It would be this and this. Well, fuck. I don't know where I put it. Okay, guys. I'm going to have to wing it until we get to the other screen, because I know the graphic is there on that other screen. Wait a minute. Why don't I just do this? Yeah. I'm smart. I'm a smart person. Let's see here. Opening card. T. Is it under the S's? Yeah, there it is. Holy Don Diego Vega. There we go. So this is the audience appreciation prize for this week. We just started yesterday, but yes, you can win. Now, it's specific. You don't get to pick the size because it's a 2X. That is a 2X. So when you hear the phrase that pays, when you donate $5 or more, and of course, if you are one of the enablers on my Patreon, you automatically get an entry into it. But yes, this week we're giving away an Insomnia Ramble Saints shirt in 2X. And of course, here's the deal with it. I've already mentioned the 3 ways. Now, the phrase that pays is out there. Of course, I always list it at the beginning of the show, too. So if you're here at the beginning, you get to see it. So when myself or Kadun actually says the phrase that pays, then just hit us up on DMs. It could be Der Twatters. It could be on the Discord. Either way it goes, you get 1 free entry. If you want to play the game and not have to spend any money, then we're all about it too. But there you go. That's what's going to happen right there. That is what the lucky winner, the drawing will be held at the end of the week. And end of the week for us is Friday night. So the Friday night to Saturday over, we're right there at the end of the show. We draw it. So get your entries in because you'll get 5 free entries if you hit me up with the phrase that pays for every day that we stream. Now, what days are we streaming? Hell, I don't know. But I'm trying to keep consistent and do 5 days worth a week. But yeah, I think that's a damn good prize. And, well, I mean, truth be told, we had ordered for nurse wifey a 3X, so she could have something to lounge around the house in. And they sent a 2X, and we said, "Hey, we need a 3X." They said, "Hey, go ahead and keep that 2X." So I'm like, "Fuck that! That's going to be a prize." So yeah, we're giving that away. That is what is happening. And the man can't stop me. So yeah, there it is. Oh, with that in mind, let's do a good morning, shall we? Let's do many good mornings. Let's do as many as are in the chat and showing up. So, good morning, Straight Sith Mail. Good morning, Wikipedia Snippet. Good morning, Tom Leach. And good morning, Full Metal Pickle. Oh, and just sneaking there in the back door. Good morning, Michael Hatfield. So, welcome to the Insomnia Ramble stream. Kitty Pride. Hope you survived the experience. Bing. By the way, Outlaw took the belt last night. The Intergender Champion of the World starts tonight with his very first title defense. Now, of course, does it mean anything to have multiple and consecutive title defenses? Hell yes, it does. Because if you have 9 consecutive title defenses, if you keep that strap around your waist, that 10 pounds of, well, I guess metal, because it's not gold. You see up in the graphic that it's not gold. Although it might be white gold. If you could keep that belt for 9 consecutive shows, you get to join that graphic up in the top right. You get to become one with the Hall of the Immortals. Speaking of immortals, good morning, Turish. And Turish is also our GOAT. He is the greatest of all times. He held the belt for 18 consecutive shows, which it's going to be hard to top. And that times 2 because he's two-time immortal. So yeah, we do something fun for our stream boss battles. And a locket. So yeah, I got food coma today too because I'm really not used to eating too much, and I had 3 bacon cheeseburgers coming to me from Burger King because they fuckered it up. I ordered 3 plain bacon cheeseburgers, and what I got was 3 plain cheeseburgers. They did not put the bacon on me. So happy I was not. Called him up and I said, "Hey, listen, can I speak to your manager?" He's like, "This is the manager." He's like, "My name's Lewis," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, Lewis. Here's what happened." He's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry. Can you come in and get him now?" And I'm like, "No, I'm at home. Shoes are off. I'm not going back out." So he's like, "Okay, I'll go ahead and put you in the book." And I'm like, "Okay." Give him my name, and he's like, "When you stop back in, just let us know, and we'll get that replaced for you." And I'm like, "All right, cool." SOP. And so today we had the availability to get over there. And we did, because after the big sugar haul from our pals at the Dollar Tree, we went ahead and went in to get something. And then there was this girl who didn't even look like she would be old enough to ride a fucking high school bus. She's like, "Oh, can I help you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here to get a replacement order." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then she immediately disappears. And then, the manager comes walking up because, the manager's got the different colored shirt, right? And then on his little plastic name tag, it says his name. Well, he said his name was Lewis on the tag. And I said, "Yeah, hi." And I re-explained the story. And I was like, "I talked to a guy on the phone named Lewis." And he said, "Just come in and let him know. And I would be able to get a replacement for it." And he was like, "Oh, I don't remember that." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I brought my receipt in." He's like, "Oh, because if it would have been me on the phone, I would have told you to bring the receipt." And I just kind of looked at him silently for just a minute, like no facial expression. Not like, "You fucking dipshit," because he's fucking dipshit. So I just paused a moment and let him go on. And I'm like, "Okay." The guy I talked to on the phone, he said his name was Lewis. You might have a perpetrator going on. But he also did say that he was putting my name in your book, whatever that means. He's like, "Oh, okay." And he went back in the back and disappeared for about a minute, came back out with this 3-ring binder and started flipping through it. And I'm like, "Well, here, maybe the date of the receipt will help you find it." And he's like, "Oh yeah, because I would have told you to bring the receipt in." Like he's reinforcing that he's a dumbass. So I give him the receipt, and he finds my name in the book. And he's like, "Oh, that doesn't look like my handwriting at all. And I would never write out my full name." Like he's trying to have an alibi for not talking to me on the phone. I'm like, "Okay, here, here, you got your receipt. You got you have proof that there was a phone call made, and all this happened." And he goes, yeah. And then he's like, "Well, I got to staple it to the paper." And wouldn't you figure there's no stapler around? And I don't know about you guys, but when I go to a fast food restaurant, one of the things that I don't think they're going to have underneath the counter is a fucking stapler. So he runs to the back again, takes the book back with him, Comes back with the receipt neatly stapled onto the sheet where he had written my name. And then he pulled out a pen and started writing down, that it was redeemed or whatever. And he goes, "That's weird." He's like, "I didn't put this in the book, but it looks like they used my pen to put this in the book." And we're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Okay. I believe that you weren't on the grassy knoll the day Oswald was shot. Just give me my fucking replacement, Neil. And then I was really kind of irritated because they're still advertising the cheesy tots. Like you could get like 4 cheesy tots for $1, and that sounded good. And I'm like, okay, well, and since Nursey was with me, I was like, okay, if I don't get her something to eat, then I'm going to catch hell. So once you're done with that order, I need to make an order for her. And he's like, "Oh, well, you got to hold on because I got to finish this order." And I don't know if I was in Bizarro World or what. I had just told the fucker that go ahead and finish that order, and then I will make another order for Nursey. So, okay. So she orders like 2 things of nuggets. And by the way, they're nuggets. You can get a 10-piece for $1.49, and they're really not that bad. Their dipping sauces are a little meh, but you do with what you can. Beverage. By the way, good morning to Nacho Damas. Good morning to Starwood. So he does actually, while we are waiting for everything to be made up, because if it's plain, it's got to be made up fresh. So while we were waiting, he just basically hands Nursey 2 cups. And she starts walking over to the dispenser, because you guys know all the Burger Kings now have like the pre-programmed thing where, you can add flavors to whatever beverage. Although when she went to get hers, she wanted to get a Diet Coke with vanilla, and they were out of vanilla syrup. So she went to get a Diet Coke with cherry, and they were out of cherry. Now, me, on the other hand, I got a lemonade. Actually, a raspberry lemonade. And in the 5 minutes or so that it took them to do both orders, I was just chugging a little lemonade. Because I'm like, I'm gonna take full advantage of this. They were only the small cups too. So, pound it, fill it, pound it, fill it. Take one out the door with me. And yeah, I got home and I ate those burgers, and it slowed me down. And then I ate sugar like you wouldn't believe. What did I have? I had some Cowtail Bullseyes. I had a Nutty Buddy. I had some Sweet Tart Jelly Beans. Not bad. I had some apple cinnamon baked puffs. I had some potato skin chips that were cheddar and bacon. If I can ever get on a bacon buzz, I'm there. And then I also had some sixlets. I don't know if you ever had sixlets, but they're kind of like the inferior version of an M&M. I mean, even the chocolate just kind of tastes off. But yeah, I ate like all that shit, and then I started watching the XFL. Now, have you guys been watching the XFL? Because fuck a doodle doo, man, that was entertaining. I enjoyed watching the XFL. The weird rule changes and stuff, completely okay with it. And they only had like 4 games because they only have like 8 teams. So it's going to be like a short season. I mean, I guess everybody's going to play each other twice. Let's see. 8 teams, 4 games. You have to play each other twice. Is that 16 weeks? I don't know. I'm not good at the maths. But I did I did watch. I watched both games today. I enjoyed both games. And well, actually I didn't get to the end of the second game because the sugar was hitting, so I had to go get vertical. Um, wait a minute. Let me. Okay, I'll take that bet you're gonna regret because I'm the best it's ever been. Let's pull up the little bag here of sixlets. Sugar, dextrose, hydrogenated palm kernel oil, reduced protein whey, milk, cocoa, corn syrup, soy, lectin, artificial flavors, tapioca dextrose, salt, colors, and then all the dyes. Let's see. With a candy coating and chocolatey inside, these bright-colored bite-sized candies make the perfect gluten-free and nut-free snack. It's a delicious everyday treat that the whole family will love. I don't know. I might have to go on the Google machine and see whether or not this is considered chocolate because it's made with cocoa. By the way, good morning, Grant Sanford. Oh, okay, Tom Leach already threw the link in there. Let's see. Candy coated chocolate flavored candy. Oh, it figures because it's a Canadian company. Nah, that's what it is. Let's see. I'm trying to find out. Well, that doesn't help. Yeah, okay. I know the Halloween version that had the black and orange. I thought they had black, orange, and yellow. Let's see. The chocolate. Oh, okay. Okay. The chocolate centers are made from a mixture of cocoa and carob. That gives them the malted taste. Yeah, carob is that one bean that is that's like fake chocolate. So yeah, okay. You guys in the chat are right. So there you go. You win. I guess I have to leave now. I've been shamed. I don't think I'll ever overcome it. Yeah, they are kind of waxy, but then again, it comes from Canada, so they get kind of an excuse. They get kind of a pass, I guess. There we go. And tobacco. But yeah, I went and got vertical for about 3.5, almost 4 hours. I kind of felt bad because Addie was doing a show with Messiah of Keck. And I'm just like, I'm tired. I gotta go lay down. Hey, mood. And it was funny. I was talking to my siblings because we have like on Facebook, which is probably the only reason why I still have Facebook, is so I can get a hold of the people that are my age, because most of them don't use Twitter, and if they do use Twitter, they're really not very savvy on it. So I was talking to my siblings, and they were just like, well, wait a minute, because I showed them the map that I'm going to do for the rock trip. And my Irish twin was like, don't you think that you're overdoing this a bit? And I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to test myself. Either I'm going to get through this completely, or I'm going to die. And I would be happy with either fucking result. I am completely okay with that. So, yeah, buckle up. You can actually watch, because I will be. I already have the secondary channel up. I just haven't advertised it at all because, well, there's no content on it. Why advertise if I have no content? And I don't want people going over just giving me a just to put a sub on there to put a sub on there. Because if there's nothing to watch, then you really should not be subbing to it. Although I did sub to it myself because I was proud of it. And Nursey subbed to it too. So I got like a whole 2 subs. Now I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'm gonna film every day that I'm out on the road. And I was looking through a whole bunch of stuff because my siblings were like, well, you know, this sounds like a great idea. Hope you don't die. And I'm like, yeah, okay, thanks. And they're like, well, you need to create an Amazon wish list. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll create an Amazon wish list. I've never done it before because usually when I go onto Amazon, if I find it at a cheaper price than I can find it on eBay, I'll, just buy it straight out, right? So I went through making my wish list. I put like a half dozen things on it. And I was so tempted to put in a 55-gallon barrel of lube. And I hope some of you out there actually get that joke. But no furry costumes. I didn't put any furry costumes on the wish list either. What? Needham? I don't know what Needham is. And I'm older than you. Only Needham I know is Hal Needham, the director of Hooper. And I think Smokey and the Bandit too. Well, that's not helping. I have no bloody idea what you're talking about, and I'm glad that I'll be ending soon. Oh, it's just a confectionery. Like here in Dayton, we have Esther Price. If you've got a Kroger's around, then you know what Esther Price is because Esther Price sells candy to well, I should say Kroger stocks Esther Price candy in all of their locations. Matter of fact, Esther Price is only like a half mile away from me. The actual building where they make the candy. And I've done a tour there, and good God, does that fucking thing stink. I didn't think like making chocolatey goodness would smell so damn bad. There we go. What, Starwin? Wife had a close friend of the family died. Her mom has to go on dialysis and 2 car problems in 3 days. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah. I've I spent most of 2019 trying to deal with shit. And that's why I'm just like, oh man, 2020 is going to be so good. Everything's going to happen. I mean, yeah, I'm still kind of heart sick about the the living situation changing, but you know, that's a thing that I knew was going to happen for years. I mean, we've talked about it for years. So yeah, that's going to happen. I'm just hoping that the one of the assisted care facilities that I toured, I was really hoping that I'd get in there, and they turned me down for an unfavorable credit history, but you can write them a letter. So you can literally, brown those in like an email and send it to them, and see if they will reconsider you. Now, my reconsiderment comes with, and here's where I'm in limbo at this point. I want to be able to send them a reconsideration letter by saying, and on top of this, to get over any preconceived notions from your credit check, I am willing to pay the first 6 months of rent in advance before I move in, and that doesn't include the deposit. I'll pay the deposit. I will pay 6 months of rent up front if you guys will reconsider me. But Social Security hasn't paid me off yet. So I can't say, yeah, I'm going to pay you. And they're like, oh, okay, you can move in Tuesday. Because I'd be like, fuck, I don't have any money. I mean, I got a little bit of money, like enough to go get tobacco tomorrow. But nah, I sure shit don't have 6 months of rent currently. Mm-hmm. So we all good with that. I'm kind of in a holding pattern at this point. That's why I've been spending so much bloody time on this rock trip. I started legit calculating mileage. So that's a thing. I was very glad there was some foosball on the air, because that was the perfect distraction. And really, since it's tied in, well, just by virtue of the ownership, it's tied into professional wrestling. I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a chance. Anytime a Fed comes along, I'm willing to watch a few shows just to see what they do. And I still am a wrestling fan. Like, the man who was my male role model growing up was my grandfather. And my grandfather loved wrestling. And he took me to the Dayton Gem Club. And they were running, it was actually, if you guys remember the Sheik, not the Iron Sheik, but the Sheik. He was the guy who used to like hide a fork in his tights and then like stab people in the forehead. He would get color to people. He had an outlaw promotion that he ran out of Detroit. And there was this big thing where everybody was like, well, we're going to respect your territory as long as you respect our territory. So they cut up the United States. The NWA would be here. The WCCW would be here. Portland Wrestling. You can guess where that happened. And, of course, WWF. And no, I didn't stutter. I didn't skip. It used to be the WWF. But Ohio was weird. because you literally, at least 2 times a month, could see wrestling from NWA and WWF, which became, of course, NWA became WCW, WWF became WWF, and fuck WWE. I hate that product. But so we would get to see all the top stars coming around. And the Sheik at his promotion in Detroit, like I was saying, and he would swing down to Dayton. Matter of fact, Memphis Pro South would come up. Usually it was just in Cincinnati, but sometimes they'd hit Dayton. But I was in this weird wrestling nexus where I got to see all the top stars. Fuck, even the AWA came down. They were based in Minnesota, but yeah, I got to see all the top stars, and my very first experience for a live event, my grandfather took me to see. Sheik's promotion was called Big Time Wrestling, so he took me to see Big Time Wrestling, and I was 5, maybe 6, somewhere around there. And I just fucking fell in love, man. I mean, just what red-blooded young American boy didn't enjoy watching people beat the shit out of each other. And my grandfather occasionally would explain, well, he's the bad guy because he did this. And, I was always like, well, the good guy should always win. But until you get to the blow-off that I learned when I actually got into the business of wrestling. If it's something to build up to the big match, which they call the blow-off, because you're blowing off the story angle. It's done. It's over. You start your new angle. I always thought, well, the good guy's going to win, and it was a 50-50 with Big Time Wrestling, and it was kind of nice too because sometimes the villains, the heels, did cheat, but usually it was a clean finish where they got the pin. It wasn't like any type of dirty deeds. They did all their dirty deeds inside the ring, and that gave the face, the good guy, the chance to fight back. But eventually, if it was a powerful heel, they would basically knock the shit out of the guys, and they would take that victory. But then, like next month when they came back in town, that hero, that good guy, he would be ready to take his revenge. I mean, it's basic storytelling stuff, and I have a hard time when people focus way too much on, well, wrestling's fake. You already know who's going to win and lose. It's like, that's just not the point of it. The point is basically it gives men an excuse to actually go watch a live event because, most guys that you cannot drag them to like an opera or a play or a musical, but you sure as shit can get them to a sporting event. And that's basically where wrestling straddles the line. It's, performance art, and it takes athleticism. So there you go. And wifey got me a. Oh yeah, to wash all that sugar down, wifey got me a Faygo Black Cherry. Delicious, fucking delicioso. Yummy. But I tell you what, it's not as good as the cigarette I'm about to light. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I didn't have my teeth in today, right? Um, I've got an aversion to those false teeth. I hate to say it. I mean, I wear them when I go out in public, but when I get home, pull them right out. I think it's because my mom used to do that shit too. But my mom was kind of weird. She never had like any Effordent or Polygrip to stick the false teeth to her gum line. So her teeth would always consistently like clatter, or like when we would eat, she'd always get something stuck under the plate, and she'd have to like pop them out at the damn dinner table. But that was my mom. So I was eating. I think it was it had to be the sweet tarts jelly beans. And I don't know if these fucking things were left over from last Easter or what. But, it had the pastel colors on it. And I didn't like, okay, because like, here's an old person secret I will share with you right now. We squeeze candy. We do. Because of the fact that if we're going to be gumming it later on, we want to make sure it's as soft as possible. So like I get a bag of bullseyes. And wait a minute. I think bullseye may be a regional term. So let me go ahead and no context tweet it. So you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Know what I'm saying? Oh, there we go. And hey, if you're unfamiliar with the no context tweets, that's why the first link in the descriptor is a direct link to my Twitter. You don't have to follow, you don't have to like, but if you do want to check out the visual representations that shit up my Twitter feed, there you go. So there. Basically, a bullseye is like a cow tail, but it's kind of like if they're just cutting sections of the cow tail. I mean, granted, that cow tail is much, much bigger than the ones you normally get now because they're just like the regular cow tails are a little bit bigger than like a grammar school pencil, has a bigger diameter, but the actual bullseyes are probably diameter of like a quarter. So anyway, I was going back and forth and eating the candy, going between the candy and the apple cinnamon baked puffs and the bacon and cheddar potato skin snacks, and I tore the fuck out of the roof of my mouth like I was eating a bowl of Captain Crunch. It was amazing, and now I got my whole mouth is kind of raw. I honestly think it was probably yeah I'd say it was these bad boys, the apple cinnamon flavored baked puffs. I think those are the ones that did me because that had a texture on it. So there you go. And once you get your mouth raw, it's really difficult. It doesn't matter what you eat after that. That just adds insult to injury. It inflicts more pain upon thee. But although before I got on air tonight, I did actually do some hydrogen peroxide. I did some debriding in my mouth, and woof, that fucking shit lit me up. And by the way, if you do debride, basically you're washing you're using hydrogen peroxide like mouthwash. If you do use hydrogen peroxide, make sure not to swallow any of that shit because it can make you sick. But immediately follow up with whatever mouthwash that you have. So you spit out the hydrogen peroxide and some of them don't have alcohol anymore. but some of them do the mouthwashes. So basically, it will neutralize. It will neutralize the hydrogen peroxide that you've been swishing around inside your mouth. By the way, good morning to Memes of Destruction. So yeah, that was pretty much my day today. Not a lot going on. I enjoyed the hell out of watching the XFL. There, I said it. I came out of the closet. Now, I watched a little bit of the AAF, that football league that got into like week number 7, and then the main piggy bank. What do you want, Cat? What do you want? Urfy, why are you on my lap? Did I invite you up here? Oh, no, please. Just go ahead and lay down, because, yeah, it doesn't make a difference what the hell I have to say. Yeah, you can turn the purr on all you want. That's still not going to convince me to pay any petting attention to you. So if you just want to fuck off, that's fine. If you just want to go to sleep on my lap, that's fine. You have choice. You have choices, kitty kitty. Oh, what she wants me to do is cradle her like she's a little baby. So she'll be close enough to my face to where she can take and start making bread in my beard. She loves to do that kneading thing. Are you done yet? What's up with the flippy tail, by the way? What are you aggravated about? I'm aggravated that I keep getting bothered by fucking cats wanting to sit on my lap, draw away my attention. Don't you know we're all addicted to the interwebs? We are. And you would be addicted to the kitty interwebs if you knew how to type. Well, I got a couple other things that I can talk about this evening. I've rambled for an hour, so why not ramble just a little bit longer? Oscars happened. That was a thing. And did you ever wonder in your wildest dreams that there would be Best Actor awards given to not one, but 2 actors who played Joker? Joaquin Phoenix, meh. He already had one. He didn't need another one. But Nursey made the point of, well, hey, they awarded it to Heath Ledger posthumously, so they wanted to improve their hipster credit by saying, oh yeah, hey, we voted for the Joker that's alive too. That kind of foolishness. What, cat? Your purring is making me tired. You should really go away. Because I could have actually stood to have another very long nap. That would have been an awesome thing. But I didn't. Like a semi-respectable adult. And it doesn't look like anybody's going to be joining me this evening. I am slowly but surely coming to that realization. But I mean, I did actually, like when I started off, why are you smelling the scissors? Why did you try to stick the scissor blade up your nose? Are you retarded? Don't answer that. I already know. Would you quit? Yeah, I don't know how much longer I'm going to run. That's not a threat. That's a promise. I did go ahead and my legs were cramping up after the all the walking around that we did today. So Nursey gave me a muscle relaxer and a pain pill. And I don't know. Well, I know what one of them was, but I don't know what the other one was. Anyway, those two working in combination, and I'm not saying there was any alcohol involved either. But I pretty much figured I would be hitting the bed early tonight. And besides, most of all y'all, you got that working man blues, and of course, with the working man blues, normally the week starts. Well, technically, the week starts on Sunday, but the work week always starts on Monday. For most people, not all of them. I'm going to see if I can talk with 2 packs of sixlets in my mouth. And good morning, Evil Dead Ed. What, someone just died like right now? Were they listening to the show? Was that the reason? Hey, Starwin, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad my frustration and pain helps to make people smile and laugh. Yeah, my gums are still kind of shredded.
Bah!
Holy fuck! Hey, I'm killing the stream in the best way I can. With
no worries.
With kindness.
I'm here to help.
Okay. I do have, though. I was just talking about the Oscars. I do have loaded up apparently the big Oscar winner, which was a South Korean movie called Parasite.
Oh, I actually heard about that.
I have no idea what it is.
I mean, I've heard about it. Never saw it. I didn't see it. Didn't see it. So here's how things went for me, because I apologize. I ate earlier. Not much of anything. It was ramen. It was one of the ramen packets that my roommate had paid me for using the gas in my car.
What? Wait a minute. What flavor?
Chicken.
Oh, she didn't even do like a shrimp or a beef for you?
No.
Oh, wait a minute, because it was only what she could steal.
Yep.
Okay, I'm with you. Please continue.
So I ate the ramen, and I didn't even get to the second half of what I said I was gonna try and do. Didn't even get to that. After I was apparently exhausted enough on my own that I knocked out until about half an hour ago.
What?
I wound up passing out.
But I ate all of that fucking sugar, and I actually had like real food, because they fucked up the order, and it's like when you're really hungry you always remember when somebody fucks up your order because you call them automatically. Now, wifey never liked doing that. And I'm like, you are fucking nuts. If they don't do it how you ask them to do it and you never bring it up, then they don't have the opportunity for redemption.
Yep.
So, yeah, I got them. It was nice coming right off the grill. The bacon cheeseburgers. Because, I ordered 3 bacon cheeseburgers plain. And instead, they gave me 3 plain cheeseburgers. I'm like, hey, I need my bacon. I paid for bacon. Okay. Here is the plot for Parasite. All unemployed Kai Take and his family take particular interest in the wealthy and glamorous Parks as they ingratiate themselves into their lives and get entangled in an unexpected incident. That really doesn't sound like anything I would want to watch. But now,
well, all right, but at the same time, like, when was it? I don't watch the Oscars. I don't give 2 shits about the Oscars. But there's what's it? Remember the year I think La La Land won? And it's like, who the fuck would even watch that? And then the year that Moonlight won, and I'm like, I never even heard of this movie.
Oh yeah. Artsy meet fartsy. Now, Wiki, you can double check me on this, but I think this is the first time there was a double win for Best Picture and Best Foreign Film. They won like 6 or 7 awards. The Rise of Skywalker got shut out. Oh wait, Rise of Skywalker wasn't nominated for anything. You will be happy to know that Taika Waititi took home an Oscar for his screenplay adaptation of Jojo Rabbit.
Good.
And I know Addie's going to be depressed because Scarlett Johansson was nominated for Best Actor, because they distinguish the sexes. Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress. And she won neither.
Who won?
Oh,
right. I don't care.
It was Renee Zellweger won for...
She was in a movie?
Yeah. When I went and took a look at the winners, I'm like, I haven't heard of it. Don't know it. Haven't heard of it. And I have Parasite loaded up, but I couldn't give a fuck. I mean, I read the description, which is the same one that I just read. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care about this. It's going to be something that's not going to translate because it is South Korean. And there's going to be some type of, what do you call it? Some type of social standard, some type of ritualistic thing that we don't or can't understand because we're not South Korean. I would almost bet that that's going to happen to kind of just push me away from it.
I don't know. I never heard, like, I heard of the movie. I have no interest in trying to see it. Then again, I've lost a lot of interest in watching movies, mostly because, any movies that I've voiced that I have voiced an interest in watching, most of the time I just get shat on for it and told, oh, don't watch it. It's just trash. That's absolute trash. You can't watch something like that. It's trash. Like, don't even watch it. Just don't bother watching it. And it's just like, cool. I'm going to just stop talking to people about movies that I like to watch and
Okay, well, I tell you what. Answer me this
And,
then.
oh God.
What was a movie that people just shit on, just shit all over it, and you went and saw it, and you're like, I like this movie. What was the last one that you saw?
The last one that I saw that people were shitting all over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't say all people were shitting all over it.
Oh, let's do just majority that you were getting bad reviews. I mean, there might have been like one or two friends that are like, yeah, it was okay, or yeah, it was kind of good, but by and large, everybody was like, oh,
No, no,
this
no.
movie is balls.
No, yeah, no, just any and everybody who watched the movie, uh, and talked to me about it,
Okay.
shat all over it, and then tried to shit on me for being like, but I actually enjoyed myself at the movie. Like, I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. So,
mind you, I could see the flaws. I could see the mistakes. I could see where it was fucked up, or where there were fuck ups. It didn't stop me from enjoying the movie, and I'm not going to talk about it. That's just.
Wait. No, which movie? Come on. You can't.
I'm tired of getting shit on over things I like.
No, you can't do the build up and not do the payoff.
Oh yeah, no, I can edge you guys the fuck out like nobody's business.
Do not blue ball the audience, please.
Enjoy. Find a way to get yourselves off, guys. Nope.
Now I'll tell you one that I was shitting all over, and everybody was praising it. So kind of the reverse effect, because I'm like, this movie sucks. It is balls. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought that movie was a piece of fucking shit. The only thing that was good about it, and they didn't win for it, would have been set design. Because, good God, or production design. Oh, whoa, no, wait a minute. It did. It won for best production design. Good for them. That is the only award that fucking movie should have won, because it sucked balls. Oh, by the way, Irishman, same situation, got shut out completely. Didn't win a single goddamn award, and good, because it never hit the fucking theaters. That's what really irritated the piss out of me, was that they were nominating Netflix movies.
Netflix movies are still movies.
Yeah, but normally you have to have them in a theater. Like they shit on, if they would have released a movie straight to DVD, that doesn't qualify. Or it wouldn't have qualified. I don't know now. They might do it now. But they did not do it in the past. And this was either the first, no, I think last year was the first year where they did that.
But okay, in comparison to how many movies, and I mean like Netflix original movies, get made and released now, like, because Netflix has put itself as a pretty strong standard, in entertainment, in releasing, things that you probably wouldn't see anywhere else, mostly because like other people wouldn't pick it up or whatever. One of my favorite jokes on South Park was when the boys called Netflix and they're like, thanks for calling Netflix, you're greenlit.
Well, and another one which got a shit ton of nominations, Marriage Story. That was a Netflix show. And fucking Adam Driver actually got nominated. Just ugh. But hey, at least the director who walked away with an Oscar tonight, his first name is Bong. There you go. And I'm happy that Bong got it, because Quentin Tarantino was nominated. So, a Quentin Tarantino loss is a win for us all. Although, I mean...
Well, fuckle doodle do to you too.
Um,
you know what? I
what?
like a lot of Tarantino's work. Like, I don't know, I might be a sucker for it or something like that. I'm sure I am. But I really I like a lot of the stuff that he gets involved in, and I like a lot of like his storytelling style too.
Well, see,
There's something always about it that feels different for me in comparison to all the other stuff that's out there, even if it's like the same kind of tropes. And half the time it's not necessarily. Like, it's based off of very similar tropes, the old cliches and stuff. But he has this way that I can appreciate, you know, of turning it a bit and twisting it a little. Not in the same like M. Night Shyamalan way, but he still has this way of, you know, changing things up a little bit.
well, see, I guess I'm a little too jaded because, like, movies as a kid used to be my escape because, being a chronic stutterer, you didn't have to talk to a movie; you just watched it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I always had this thing about, like, we used to always try to go to the movies at least once a week. And there was one summer when Return of the Jedi came out, and we literally went to the movie theater every other day to watch it because we had some awesome weed, and we just get like blazed to the fucking hilt. And it would be like me and my buddy Johnny, and every so often maybe two or three other people would show up. The thing that I think that pissed off the theater owner, because like sometimes it'd be just me and Johnny, and we'd just be sitting there laughing it up and having a ball and just talking during it, like we were sitting in front of a TV. But yeah, good God, that was a lot of fun. So I get snobby when I see what Tarantino does, because he steals shots and collects them together into a movie. Now, if there was cohesion to the movie all the way through, that would be fine. But like, I saw somebody on YouTube, or was it Daily Motion? I forget which. Somebody took Pulp Fiction and cut it chronologically
Mm-hmm.
as things happen. And good God, that movie sucked balls. Jackie Brown's fucking horrible. And I think that was because he stole all these scenes from blaxploitation movies. And the people
Mm-hmm.
that watch Quentin Tarantino are not really hip into blaxploitation films because they're like artsy fartsy. I put, beard cream on my face.
Hey, fuck you.
You
That
don't.
beard cream feels soft.
Ah. I'm going to pretend that you just didn't say that, because that means I don't have to
I
respond to
can
it.
show you an old picture that I took of myself. Because I have long hair. I have long ass hair, and it's thick too. So I took a picture where I pretty much like pinned my hair in front of my face, and like not even all of it, just like some of it, and I put it on the front of my face so it looked like a beard, and it looks good. Like, I would look good with a beard. I give so many people such like good little Y boners. Like, you like titties? I got titties. You like manly looking beards? I can make myself look like I have one. Like,
Okay,
you
see,
know.
see, I went completely left when you went right. So okay, because yours was your train of thought
Choo
was
choo.
incredibly puritanical compared to what I thought you were referencing.
Oh, you were thinking of the other beard. Okay.
Well, no, you said you prefer the feel of a of the beard cream.
Yeah.
I was thinking not like. Oh, never mind. No, I'm just. No, I'm sinking
No,
deeper.
We don't need to go there.
I'm sinking deeper and deeper.
My internet dad's a pervert, everybody. I apologize.
Good God, I'm running away. Although there was somebody who got drunk last night in the house and wanted to have sex. Oh my. Yeah, she went out with her. It was funny because, Nursey's like an Indiana native. And she followed her lover over to Ohio, and then she just stayed in Ohio. But she didn't really have a lot of friends, and I started introducing her to some of my friends because of the fact that at that point I was working at the big panty catalog, and 80% of the people that work there are female. So, like her closest friends right now are basically the ones that I introduced her to, and one of them really likes her alcohol, and so she called up Nursey and she's like, "Hey, let's go out and drink." And she's like, "Well, I was thinking such and such is going to come over and pick me up." And I was like, I have no say in what you do. But I will say this, go have fun. But don't let her drive you too far away because she's going to get hammered. Just make sure that she's sober enough to get you home. And yeah, she went out and got hammered. And she wrote me like a little note on a napkin that said, alcohol plus horny equals sucks. I believe that's the chemical equation that she passed over to me in a napkin. I don't know. I think she balled it up and threw it away. Because, I mean, if she was hitting on me with a napkin that said that, I don't want to be mean, but that would be a fail. That's not going to get me excited. Wine me, dine me before you 69 me.
Wine me, dine me before you 69.
Yeah. That's not too much to ask, right?
No, not at all.
And it's not like we haven't been married for over a decade. So, I mean, we would celebrate the times like when I would wake up with morning wood. I'm like, "Hey, I got this. Let's try this out, shall we?" And she never gave a no. Matter of fact, she was a very enthusiastic yes, and I appreciated that because that's what marriage is about mostly. Oh, by the way, once upon a time in Hollywood, Brad Pitt won an Oscar. How about them apples?
Those are definitely apples.
It's kind of sad that I think Addy sounded just a little bit out of it when I talked to him last, but I was a little bit out of it too. By the way, good morning to DJ in the UK.
Hi. Oh, I forgot to say my thing for everybody who's listening. Sup, bitches. If Pickle were here, I would have said to praise the gherkin, but Pickle is not here, and thus there's sadness.
See, Pickle was in the chat, but
fuck you.
I might have bored the shit out of people because I talked like for an hour straight.
I know. I'm sorry. Like, I'm really sorry. I woke up and I was just like, fuck, is he running? Let me check. Yeah, okay, he's running. I better hop in.
Well, no, I was almost to the point where the people out in the chat, although they didn't say it, were just like, "God damn, how long can he hang from that noose before he suffocates?"
Well, that's why I came to cut it down and tie it around my own neck.
Oh, by the way, good morning to Ouroboros.
Hello, Oroboro.
Isn't it? And it's supposed to be Ouroboros.
I don't know.
That's the snake. That's the world snake that bites its own tail.
Mm-hmm.
And good morning to Lysis.
Hi, Lysis.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop one of these.
The incredible edible.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sup bitches is definitely Kadant's catchphrase, but it does go out to loan to Pickle every so often.
Only because he does it with a semblance of respect and manliness that I'm like, I'm okay with this.
I'm gonna send a message over to Pickle. Did you actually go to bed? Because I wanted to get his reaction. I sent him a cover version of Metallica's Four Horsemen,
Mm-hmm.
but it had like Les Claypool and Jerry Cantrell and John Popper doing the song along with Hetfield, and I don't know if there was anybody else, but I mean that's definitively Hetfield singing. By the way, did I mention that we're giving away the shirt? I don't know. Should we have held that for the end? Nah. I honestly the hats are technically more expensive than the shirts anyway. By the way, I talked to the guy who's the head of Queensborough's marketing.
Mm-hmm.
The man just below Fred, the owner, and I might have convinced them into sponsoring the rock trip.
Nice.
Fingers crossed. He was like, I did the pitch earlier in the week before the weekend, and so I got to call him back on Monday and see if they want to go for it. I just got to make sure and get my phone turned back on, because you know what? It's really hard to call people when your phone's turned off. I found that
just
out.
a little bit.
Well, I did some fuckery with it because when it was a situation with me and wifey had to have meds, then I would forego having my phone on, and I would legitimately I found cellular dial services, so I'd go through the computer. Yeah, so I would go through the computer and make my phone calls there. And it would kind of weird people out because it's like, this isn't the phone number that you usually call from. I'm like, yeah, I know. My phone's on the fritz, so I'm using my backup phone. Yeah. Okay. Pickle is at work, but he's chatting with Trippy.
Oh, okay.
So we know where his loyalties lie.
Well, that's understandably so.
I'm gonna just type. Then you go get down with the clown. I know. I didn't even. I wasn't even awake or cognizant enough for watching social media Sundays, and I usually like to watch social media Sundays. I tell you what, man, fucking Captain Corrosive is a card. She is funny as hell. Because I mean, the salt that she pours in is it isn't like that cheap iodized salt. It's like that Himalayan pink salt. And she lays it in with like big thick crystals. Good
Yeah.
God, fucking hilarious. I don't know like if you two did a show together, if if one of you or the both of you would end up wanting to strangle each other or take it back to the bedroom. Because either I figure you guys would either get along really, really well, or it would just be like, you know. That was a
Mm-hmm.
that was a cat simulation, by the way.
One never knows.
Hmm. Well, I mean, you got along with Schmeckle, so anything's possible.
Well, okay. I think that anybody with the right kind of mindset in general can get along with almost anybody else. You know, it's all about finding some common ground and understanding. Like,
Yeah, but are you thinking more of go along to get along? Because there are people that I sincerely do not like, and and I've never lied when somebody goes, well, hey, you know, do we have some kind of problem? Do you just don't like me? And I'm like, do you want it truthful? Because I'm very much a brutally honest person. But here's the weird thing: I'm brutally honest when I'm face to face with somebody. I feel like
see,
if they can't see my face over the interwebs, then I can just kind of blow it off.
mhm.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. And for me, like, I definitely play around to different degrees of bluntness.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it that way. Like there's this one person who with whom I talk with regularly, and actually, oh well, not regularly, but we get along now.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first interacted with them, um, I wanted to punch them in the face. I wanted to punch them in the face. Like I was just like, I can't stand you. I can't stand anything about you. Mind you, I never said this to them until after we started being able to get along, and I had to like calm my own shit about it. And that's one of the things is I won't say straight up to you if like there's something about you that I don't like
Yeah.
unless I am set and decided, because like first impressions, sure they're important, but I know that I have the ability to change my mind and readjust as soon as I start, like, as soon as I have the opportunity to get to know somebody a little better than what first experienced. So, like, I wait and I try and give it some time. Mind you, every once in a while, there will be nights where I'm just like, no, fuck you. Fuck you. Like, I can't stand you and I'm just going to be a cunt to you. I've done this with a couple of on IRS. But at the same time, uh, I'm a big fan of diplomacy. You know, I'm a big fan of diplomacy, and I like to try and give people, multiple chances. Mostly because I know that I can come off in a way that isn't isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
And I would hope that the people who like when they first meet me, especially if it's on a bad day, or a good day, I don't know, it depends on what gets on people's nerves. But I would just hope that they would be willing to give me, another chance to try and get to know me. And if they don't, then they don't. And so like I try and keep that in mind, and I try and bite my tongue on my cuntiness.
Well, and here's the thing: when I was first introduced to you, and we've talked about this. I am
Mhm.
completely okay with the cuntiness to be to have an acerbic wit, because there are so many people on the internet who try to pull that gimmick off and just fucking faceplant. I can think of 10 names right off the bat. But you do it well. You just slide into it all cool and calm. But the other side I didn't like was when people were having you doing that representation of being thoughty. Because, you done fucked up with me because we like had a decent conversation. So you couldn't you couldn't hide behind the thoughty gimmick. And that was one
I showed you the fact that I think, and I'm not as big of a slut as I make myself out to seem on the internet. No,
that you are not vapid, and you're definitely not brainless, because anytime somebody's got like one of those, anytime somebody's on a head trip, I'm usually like, oh wait a minute, we should probably get Cadet in here, because besides you calling it a hobby, you're very well focused when it comes to people on their head trips, and I think that's why your acerbic wit works so well. I don't want to mention any names like Pinoid, but
hardcore.
Oh god, and hardcore. Oh,
those are my two favorite ones that I fucking let that acerbic wit, as you so aptly named it. Those are the first two people that come to my mind where I can just snap it out at them real easily.
Well, and both of them are afraid of you.
And then, like, within the next section of the conversation, I can be laughing and joking around with them.
They are still afraid of you. It's funny. This is probably about a month ago. And Hardcore is like, hey man, I was thinking about dropping by, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, is Cadet gonna be there? And I'm like, yeah, probably. He's like, okay, well, we'll see then. And he never showed up.
Well, that's probably because I showed up. And I don't think it's necessarily that he's afraid of me. That I think is
he's wary.
Misconception.
He's wary of
you. Even in the case of like people like Scooby Coon. I don't think it's fear. Fear is something a little different. In what it is, I believe it's. I think they just don't really care for me. I don't think they care for the fact that, like, if they do say something stupid and I call them out for saying something stupid, other people who know me in a way that they don't, which is a lot, they'll be like, no, we get what she's saying.
I think to them they've got that image in their mind where somebody's just going, yeah, you can go ahead and put your head in the alligator's mouth. It's not going to hurt. Just don't say anything. Don't make any sudden movements. I think that's what they picture in their heads when they're getting ready to go in to have a confrontation with you, so to speak. Oh,
well, I don't think they come in to have a confrontation with me. Not necessarily. I don't think that's what, maybe with some people, and these people will remain unnamed because I prefer to keep their names out my mouth, at least in the public sphere, because they're not worth it and don't feel like giving them possible content. Anyway, but I don't.
But the rules are off.
Huh?
But the rules are off in the after stream.
Oh yeah, but I don't think they come in looking to be confrontational with me. I think they come in, looking to try and stir the shit pot without realizing that, or maybe now they realize that, like, no, if they try and stir like the shit, if they try and fling shit while they're on here and I'm here, I will gladly kick that fucking chamber pot up at them and dump it on their fucking heads.
Okay, but would you agree or disagree with people are more feel more comfortable blowing me shit than blowing you shit?
I would agree.
Does that mean I'm cucked?
I don't believe it means you're cucked.
Because
I believe it means that they think you're easier and more reasonable of a person with whom to converse.
well, because I've torn some motherfuckers down, but I'm always I'm very jocular. I'm like okay, you're coming in on me. Just make it funny, and if it's not funny, I'm gonna make you pay. Because yeah, I think
I like to think that I have that same kind of thing. Mind you, guaranteed at least once a month. If you start coming at me, there will be that moment of feminine over emotionality. But I like to still think that, like, if you're gonna come at me and try and rib me, like, be entertaining about it. And also, don't be a little bitch because I'm about to fucking come and slap you back.
yeah,
Equality.
yeah. I think there's fairness, and it's funny too because I was talking to a bunny about it, and she's like, I'm just being meaner on the internet now. And it's like, but wait, hold on. Are you having fun when you do this? And she's like, yeah, kinda. And I'm like, that doesn't mean that you're being meaner. It's just you've developed a certain way to approach people who fuck with you or who irritate you. And if you fuck with somebody and they fuck back and you continue to have the back and forth, then that can altogether be healthy. That can be an okay thing because you get your catharsis out, and then hopefully at the end of it, you buy each other a beer and you laugh.
See, I think too, some of the shit that can come out of like my mouth seems a lot more serious of a jab, versus you, which is just like a light ribbing. Like it's and that I think has to do purely with gender. Women's delivery on things women can say some mentally fucked up shit, and we will sometimes, especially if we're trying to mentally fuck a person. We'll do it in a sly, sneaky, conniving, cunty way.
Well, because I was thinking
But
about
guys can just kind of like, they'll do little ribs and stuff, but it's still like, it still feels like lighter, more jest than actual like coming at you.
yeah. No, I think the way I described it to somebody was, whereas if somebody comes in at me, I have the playful paws. And if somebody comes in on you, you pull out the murder mittens.
Not necessarily murder mittens. Like, well, see, that's the thing. That's how it seems too. A lot of people used to like find great entertainment. Like, there is some heavy entertainment value apparently with me going cunty and saying some of the more cuntier shit.
That's why you have a fan club.
I don't have a fan club.
They meet every Tuesday.
Listen, Doc.
Uh-huh.
You sitting in a chat, and being like, yeah, Kadun's a great internet daughter, doesn't count as a fan club. Like,
oh no, I'm not even invited to the fan club. They won't let me through the door. They just barricade and say, no, Dad, why don't you go to the bar and have a beer? We got other serious talk to do. So I don't know specifically what they're saying, but if they're trying to shield me, then I kind of appreciate that. because I don't know if there's like hentai involved with their discussions, and I don't want to know. By the way, are you going to tune in when Ear Juice does his thing next Saturday?
Huh?
He's supposed to be interviewing Scooby.
Who?
Ear Juice.
It's not ringing a bell for me.
But he's been in our chats a few times, and I've heard a couple of his shows. Oh, by the way, good morning to Buzz of the Hive, and good morning, Fire.
Hi, Buzz. Hi, Fire. With that, like, I don't care about. I don't care. Straight up, like, like you want to go ahead and have that interview, go ahead and have that talk. Cool, like.
No, I don't.
Cool on him.
No, I don't think he's ready for the blind narcissism that he's inviting onto his show. And he can watch and he can watch AP's thing that he did, the Scooby Saga, or he can go back and listen to that. Oh God, that fucking Moonifest Destiny episode,
or that Trippy Cast episode.
Yeah, the Trippy Cast just got re-uploaded too. I don't think he's ready for that jelly.
Well, whether or not he is or isn't, like, he'll if he wants to do his research, he can do his research. But maybe he doesn't, so that it doesn't necessarily color his views, because that doing that kind of stuff can, like, it, and so, like.
Oh, by the way, can I give you a quick moment and then we can jump back to this?
Okay.
Keanu Reeves. Do you know who his date was to the Oscars?
His mom.
His mom.
Yeah, because Keanu Reeves is gold.
Aww.
He is pretty much Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is what I would consider the celebrity version of Mr. LM002.
Yeah, I would agree with that. See, can I just share what my trepidation is once I get out to Nevada? Is that he's going to be around me for like 20 minutes and go, you know what? I changed my mind. Because I always have this thought, because it's the whole thing. If you're a narcissist, when you look in the mirror, you always see something better than what's actually there. But if you're someone who always maintains self-doubt, you always see something worse. And I always think that the mask is going to slip, and there's going to be, and people are going to go, oh God, like how they reacted to fucking Quasimodo.
See, with Mr. LM, with the whole rock trip, and I have good faith that it will happen. He's not going to change his mind. He's very good about his word, and he's looking forward to this.
I know, and I'm like, because he was the one who volunteered. He's like, well, you know what? I can just drive down and get done, and then meet you at the mining place, and then we can do that for a day. And I don't know how the carpooling thing's going to work, because I'll be honest, I don't think Watch is going to be up to the drive, but I came up with an alternate, a backup plan, which I'll tell you about off air, but because it's a little bit too BTS. Figure out either throw out the tent and camp, or if we've got the energy, drive on through the night and get up to Oregon. Here's a stupid question. Does Muffin drive?
Yes. She doesn't have a car of her own,
Okay.
but she does drive.
Okay. Because I mean, if we were going to go up and get her, but essentially, the mine is located in the southeast corner of the state, and she's located in the northeast corner or the northwest corner of the state. So it's like a diametric opposite. I don't know because now you've driven border to border before. How much time does it take to go all the way across the state?
Only a few hours. Like, okay, from I would say at most it took me 7 hours. At most. And that's like a huge estimate. So hold on, let me do some math in my head.
Okay, because to go top to bottom, in Ohio is 3.5 hours.
Hold on, I'm doing math in my head because
Okay.
I got to remember the drive because
I'll stop saying numbers then.
yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. You're no stress. And
Turish, I don't think you're ready for that jelly because I am bootylicious. So fuck a doodle doo. By the way, guys, I did mention I got rid of the hug box graphic because like I have a whole wipe sheet of that you can see, and capitalized wrench no state. I'm finally happy. We're back to the point where there's not just dickheads just doing diarrhea squirts into the chat. So I'm really happy where it's at. And I know it's not a happy thing for capitalized Kadan, but I mean, those rules would be in the back of your heads anyway, because you know we got like 10 people watching, and I think everybody who's in the chat is a regular. We appreciate you for that. So you probably heard the capitalized wrench no state speech, about 20-30 times. So we know that it's just like that. It's just like that fire hose, that's in the case where you have to break the glass to be able to use it. Yeah, that's pretty much what you consider the CW. If you really need to use it, it's there. So you've got that security. Yeah. Well, think it's right. Yeah. At least it sounded right to me. But yeah, I've decided that's the gimmick that I'm going to run. I'm just going to put whatever the whatever the prize is. And yeah, guys, I have enough right now to where I can do at the very least 2 more months worth of audience appreciation. And really, I know the odds are going to eventually catch up to me where somebody is going to win twice. Maybe somebody might win 3 times. Who knows? But I want to make sure that the people who listen to us get that opportunity to try and win something, because free swag is free swag. And I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know there's some capitalist parts of it, but that's not a bad thing when there's also freebie entries that can be had. And I hope you guys remember the phrase that pays for this evening, because when we say it, just DM it to us. and we will get you entered into the contest. Now, as far as it goes, for the shirt, I thought, maybe there's going to be some bigger turnout for it. And, well, here, wait a minute. What I'm looking at currently, come on, there you go. Nice. Oh. We only have 7 entries. Oh, excuse me. We only have 8 entries currently. That's it.
Currently, yeah.
That's it. I mean, okay, we're only 2 days into it, but you got to think that 4 of those entries are my enablers from Patreon. And man, bless Outlaw's heart. He wanted to become an enabler again, and it's weird because something funky happened with his card a while back.
Mm-hmm.
So that stopped the automated donation thing. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm still a patron," and I'm like, I looked it up, dude, and as of this date, I just thought, there were. I don't automatically assume because I have economics circumstances happen to me all the damn time, so I don't begrudge anybody. Matter of fact, I celebrate the fact that somebody would throw me a couple of bucks every month. I certainly appreciate that. But I went ahead and he even upped the amount that he was donating.
Mm-hmm.
And it still would not, I don't know, what do you call it? Not reevaluate, but renew, reactivate. It won't do it. And I'm like, brother, I completely understand. And, I'll still put you in it because I see that you're actually making the effort. You're trying. But I think you're going to have to put your credit card company and Patreon in the arena and let them work it out. Because it's technology and I can't do shit about that.
Yeah, no, technology's a bitch and a quarter. But so doing the math in my head.
Okay.
Going from muffins to the border of California took me about 5, maybe 6 hours.
Okay. So, yeah, because I tell you what, there's no goddamn way that I'm going up to Washington. Don't give a fuck about anything up in Washington State. Oregon's the farthest I'll go.
I knew of a couple people that I worked with that, I'd be willing to work with them again.
Wait.
From my job in Washington. But and mostly, but like because the minimum wage in Seattle is $16 an hour, and that in and of itself is like great motivation. Mind you, there's so much other bullshit in Washington that I couldn't go back.
We could go visit Sarah.
Who?
Oh shit, I forgot what her other name is.
No.
What? Huh? What?
No.
Why not? I heard she's got a killer boyfriend.
We'll save that for the after stream.
Okay.
I am holding my tongue as best as I can right now.
I keep thinking of that line from Casino.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of holes out in the desert, and there are a lot of bodies buried in those holes. You just have to know where to dig. So we could conceivably invite him to go rock hunting with us.
No.
And maybe get lost?
No. If you want to, feel free, but let me know beforehand so I know to let Mr. LM know that he doesn't need to pick me up.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Zell might be joining us too.
I'm hoping so because, to be honest with you, I thought that he thought that I was joking. That I wasn't sincere about it. Because I have a feeling because and you probably know this better than anybody else that Zelly has his gimmick, but um, I would not think that IRL he would feel like he has to be performing all the time.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
Okay.
Internet Zelly does not differentiate. Not different. Not the word. Is not easily differentiated from regular life Zelly. Like that it's not that different. It's really not. It's one of the things that can be appreciated is what you get on the internet is more or less the same kind of version of him that you'd get in regular life.
Well, what I was thinking, and good morning, Bunny. Why aren't
Hi,
you?
Bun Bun.
Why aren't you in here, Bunny? See, Pickle doesn't love us anymore, but I think Bunny still loves us.
Well, she has to. She's our internet family.
Yeah, that's true. See, when they talk about how you take the volume and you turn it up to 11. I think that's what Zell does with his personality. He turns it up to 12. But when you see him, but when you see him like IRL or interact with him, he's probably at about a 9. No?
At best, I will give you, if he's turning the volume up to 12, IRL.
Well, no. On the internet.
On the internet. If he's turning it up to 12, IRL, he's probably just an 11.
Yeah.
I'm so serious. Zell, regular life, is not a big detour. He's not that different from internet Zell.
Are we gonna have to put him in the trunk? Is that what you're saying?
You might want to every once in a while. Like there's more to Zell than just what he shows on the internet. But mind you, he's very open and very out there with who he is. Which can be appreciated. I barely started doing that kind of thing, but like showing the multitude of aspects of me, and I blame it on you because I was just like, oh sweet, I don't have to put on the dumb thoughty routine. I don't have to do this super cunty routine. I can just be like more chilled out version of myself.
I really appreciate the thoughtful Kadant. And when you do the thoughty thing or when you do the Kadanti thing, I just consider it like, you found an old comfortable shirt in your dresser and you're just going to slip it on and wear it for a little bit. But I perceive who the actual person is. So, and I do stupid shit like that all the time. I play kabuki just like everybody else. I mean, what you see is what you get, but I don't mind being the monkey on the organ grinder's wheel. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I mean, because LM wants to take his vehicle up to Oregon, and I'm like, well, since this is going to be the solo part of the route, and I honestly don't expect Watch to be able to make it. Now, I will be pleasantly surprised if he does, and I will be completely and totally welcoming if he does, because I would say, yeah, I'll step out and say there's only like 4 or 5 people that I consider to be friends on the internet. I mean, like friends, like you can sit down, have a beer, talk to them, and not have any fear. You can be totally open, totally expressive, and Watch. I'm that way with him. He's a very feels kind of guy. But yeah, I mean, I would love it that he came along. But if that doesn't happen, I'll be driving most of the northwestern trip by myself. So if it does end up with you, me, LM, and Zell, we have to figure out who we're going to ride buddy up with. You get me? You picking up what I'm laying down? Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
So, okay, since neither of the other two are actually listening at this point, if you got to pick a ride buddy, who would you choose?
I can't. Mostly because I don't know how LM is.
You don't know how he is what?
In a car ride.
Because honestly, I think the way it's probably going to break down, if Zell does come along, which I mean, does he know that this is a genuine offer?
Yeah.
Okay. Because like the last time
he
we
and
talked, he was kind of like, yeah, like whatever, you're just doing it for some other reason. And it's like, no, I think it would be fun if you came along with us.
No, he and I already have had discussions about it, and about the possibility.
Because
it's gonna
go ahead.
It's good. I was just gonna say that it will probably just depend on how he's feeling in his mood, and the thing is, it's gonna be a long trip, and since he's getting picked up, it's not like he can just go back at any point that he wants. So like that's something that needs to be taken into consideration on his end.
Well, and it's not like I would kick him out of a moving vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that. I'd stop. Oh, good morning to Kaz Warfox.
Hi.
But I have the feeling in my head, so somebody's got somebody to talk to. It would probably end up being just purely speculation, and it could change. But for some reason, I see you and LM riding together, and me and Zell riding together.
Possibly.
Although I could see, um, and not saying that you guys would irritate him on the drive back, but I could see him going, no, Kadant and Zell kept me company when I went to pick them up. So yeah, let them keep you company when we drive up to Oregon.
Nah, see, for me, it'd have to be a split. We'd have to split the party. either we all travel together or we split the party so that this way everybody has somebody. Because I know long, lonely drives can be exhausting. But Doc, hold on before I gotta go use the bathroom.
Okay. And this commercial sponsorship is brought to you by The Nation. That's right, the greatest nation in the world. You're a nation. Try it today. It's good and good for you. By the way, I can go ahead and get this out of the way. Let me go ahead and pop up my graphic here. Ta-da! There's the TeePublic graphic. Woohoo! We have over 32 designs now at the Doc Griffin TeePublic store. I even added a brand new one because Medicare has now changed the Sweetie Squad. It is now being called the Sniffle Squad for the Wuhan flu. I don't think. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think I've got that. I don't think I didn't put it in this graphic. Although it's funny because this graphic is probably the most complex one that I've done, because you can literally pull in and drop out shirts as they go. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at, Rock? Where you at? Over here at the real with a 40 of beer. How do you spell it again? Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's the design I came up with because everybody's gonna die. Now here's the one thing that I really like about this is I went and found a slide of an active germ culture, an active viral culture, and that's what makes up the little green squiggly stuff in the Sniffle Squad. So that is really what you would see a viral culture under a microscope. I just made it green, and of course, I did the 4 out of 5 gay ops rank, but I used skull heads. I thought that was cool, but I'm old, so who knows? But yeah, we've got 3 different types of ceratomantine shirts. There's 2 Cadunt shirts, which I recommend because I have one because it's Cadunt. Why wouldn't you have a Cadunt shirt? I haven't gotten the full metal Cadunt one yet, but I probably will. Needless to say, I do have. I don't even have my favorite Doctor on Call, the enabler one, the one that's there with like my avatar pointing forward with a glass of bourbon in his hand. I got to get that one. I think that one's pretty cool. But yeah, we have the finest in bootleg Medicare merchandise. We have great IRS merch. At least I think so. I don't think I'm being arrogant in any way to say that the designs that were done for the IRS are pretty damn cool. I like the Addy shirts too, and of course we also have one for Mon and Luck for the Press X to Doubt. And all of this was done with the help of some very fine artists. I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't for Blackout, bless his fucking heart, If it wasn't for Blackout, I would not have memed the shit out of myself. I would not have the merch that I've got. Hey, good morning, Outlaw. By the way, we're still doing. Oh, wait a minute. Did you see what we're giving away? Let me flip back to the IRS. Right there, the weekly prize. This week it is a 2X of the Insomnia Ramble Saint shirt. And oh, wait a minute. I have to do this verbally, but I have to do it in a written way as well. There we go. And good morning, Sir Adamantine. But by the way, well, let me do this real quick. Are you ready? You guys ready for a screen flash? I'm a screen flasher. Boom. And boom. There you go. So, if you hear either Cadunt or myself mention this, use that phrase that pays. And I can give you a hint, but I don't think I'm gonna. Because the phrase that pays is out there somewhere. But if you hear it, then just send me a DM. You can send Cadunt a DM too. But you just have to send a DM with the phrase that pays. And bang, you get a free entry. Because I really do want people to do this. It is legitimately no bullshit that when we started making a little bit of money, it's like, well, what do we do with it? I'm not going to promise anybody that it's like, oh, we're going to upgrade our gear and we're going to get all these fancy goofy gimmick shits to enhance the show. I think the show enhancement, I've got enough room and space to play around and do the enhancements. I've got enough creativity to change around the screens or add new graphics or any of that shit. But I'm like, we really need to do something for the people that watch us continuously. Maybe psychological counseling, but that's a place where you guys are going to have to get to that point before you can actually admit that you have a problem, because you just might have a problem. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta do this. And by the way, we are into week number 6. And if you guys want to keep up with what's been given away and who got it, there is a room on the ward called Audience Appreciation that basically explains the rules too. So if you do have any curiosity about essentially about who won or what's up for it, right there you go. Okay, hold on for just a second.
1,000.
Okay, it figures. It was in the fucking T Public folder.
See, I came back and I'm like, oh, he's doing the shill. Cool. That means we get to go into the after stream soon because I'm eating.
As a matter of fact, we are.
No.
We are gonna go. Let me. I just wanted to make sure. Let's see. Copy that. Wait a minute. There we go. And I can close that. No, I don't want to save it. I was just basically going in and I'm trying to multitask like you hip youngsters do.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't updated by putting in. Oh wait a minute! I have to put in. By the way, the shirt is size XL. Oh wait, 2XL. You know, you should see if Muffin Button can stop in and maybe hit us up with the phrase that pays so she can get entered. Because I've been told that she needs a nightshirt.
She does. Can I just enter on behalf of Muffin?
Well, you could if you knew what the phrase that pays is. Do you know what the phrase that pays is?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
I will tell you in the after stream.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Well, fuck a doodle doo. All right. I guess we're gonna
Fuck a
have.
doodle do to you too.
I guess we're gonna have to get to the after stream then.
I know.
Oh, by the way, did I mention that Heath Ledger's still dead?
Yes.
But he did roll over in his grave when the Joaquin Phoenix won for Best Actor. I mean, he already had.
I got a fun fucking story
About Joaquin.
No.
Oh.
It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with either of the two, except for the fact that I was gifted my favorite Heath Ledger movie, which just so happens to be
Knight's Tale?
Tale.
Ah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I called it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gifted that when I went to go and hang out with one of my friends.
What the?
He was just like, because he knew I'd been hunting for that movie, and so he's like, here you go. And can you stop, dog? But anyway, so he knew I'd been hunting for that movie, so he's like, here you go, and he's like, hey, go, let's go to let's go get lunch. I'm like, I'll go and hang out with you, but like I'm broke. And anyway, we went, hung out for a bit, and he's one of those who will constantly make little fucking remarks, and he tries to like, ha ha ha, I'm being funny, but I know he's being fucking serious at the same time about wanting to try to fuck me. And I've told him already, like, it's not going to happen for a multitude of reasons. And one of those reasons just so happens to be that he's the one who told me, don't try and date your friends. Because like that's something that I'd been doing, was like I'll have a friend and then we'll try and date, and then it winds up fucking me over in some way, shape, or form, and the friendship winds up getting strained in some way, shape, or form, if not completely ending. And so he told me, don't do it. And I'm like, I'm finally gonna listen. And he's like, well, I mean, like there's always exceptions to the rule. Like, I've made the exceptions to the rule a couple of times. And you just want to be the exception to the fucking rule. And I fucking snapped at him one time when we were hanging out and he tried to pull that kind of bullshit. But this time we were hanging out or whatever, and he's of course still making these little fucking remarks. And I'm just like, fuck you. Like, can you just shut your stupid fucking mouth, you dick? But as soon as like we're getting ready to leave, I give him like the one-armed like pat hug or whatever, and he decides he wants to try and kiss me on the top of my fucking head, and I was about to punch him, but instead I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna get out of this fucking car and get the fuck away from him. And no, because the fucking audacity. Like, you're really gonna pull a move like that? And it's one of those where it's like, every time we hang out, he pushes like a little bit. Like, he started, instead of like just giving me one arm pat hugs, he's the kind of friend who like hug me tight with both arms, and one hand is like sitting in the small of my back.
Like the creepy lingering in the small of your back.
Yes, like he's fighting to keep his hand from going down further.
Oh. Oh.
Like he does that kind of fucking shit, and I've been letting it pass and been letting it pass, because I'm just like, whatever, like I understand, like he's sad and maybe just needs like that the longer hug or the tighter hug or whatever. But I still just do the one arm and I make sure to pat him on the fucking back and pat him on the shoulder and be like, it's okay, dude. You're my friend, homie. Like that's it. And I'm set on my fucking rule. Like I'm really like almost volatilely set on my fucking rule, especially when it comes to this dude, and especially because of this dude. I can't do the dating my friends thing. I can't. Like I'm not doing it. Like mind you, I there's always, to me, there's different levels of friendship, sure, but he's not reached anywhere in the level that would make me go, maybe dating would be okay, because there's never been an immediate romantic interest.
And I remember reading this, that there were a lot of guys in the SJW movement that were putting on that front about women, women good, women best thing in world. I support you.
Hold on 1 second. Somebody's making a lot of noise right now. Who's
Joker?
In here?
Sorry. Yeah, I fixed it.
Good morning, Joker, and shush. See, I don't do it as well as fucking Pickle does. He's got that.
Shut the fuck up, Joker!
Yeah, he's got that down to an art.
Yeah,
but
he learned from gaming.
But they started finding out, like, some of these major neckbeards in the SJW movement had been like brought up on charges of sexual coercion and like really like creepy rapey stuff, and they were just using that, oh, I'm all feels, so they could get in with women and try to bang them. That's the thing that that's the thing that I kind of picture when you said that story. Does he have a neck beard?
No.
Okay.
It's just.
Does he cry when you watch Sleepless in Seattle?
I won't watch movie. I try to avoid watching movies with him. Because he's loud and enjoys his own personal colorful commentary.
Oh, fuckers need to shut up. That's like it's like when I invite people over to watch a movie that I really like, I'll usually go to the kitchen and start cooking shit, or like, whipping up popcorn or nachos or something, just so I don't do that.
See, for him, and when I say he believes in his own colorful commentary and really enjoys it, he enjoys it loudly enough so that the rest of the theater can hear.
Oh God. No. One of those to prove how smart and quippy I am.
And never, ever, ever watch a movie he's already seen with him. Never.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know those guys.
If it's like if it's a movie he's seen like 1,001 times, you won't hear the movie because you'll hear him quoting every line that comes to his head.
No.
Yeah. He will quote the movie.
Now,
don't get me wrong. I'll do that when I'm by myself, but if there's other people around, then I sit back, shut up, and if I can't help it, yeah, do what dog eat, go into another room, cook something, so I'm not ruining it for everyone else.
Now, see, one of our friends went and watched Princess Bride. Like, they were doing a special Princess Bride showing at one of the theaters, and they'd gone and watched that. And our friend, like, was telling me later, like, why did you let me do that? Why did you let me go and watch a movie that, like, we all know, like, the back of our hands with him, of all people? Why did you let me do that? I'm like, let me guess. He talked through the whole thing. He quoted the whole thing. In fact, there was no point in if anybody's never seen that movie, there's no point, absolutely 0 point in them trying to watch it that while he was there, because he would not shut up.
Wiki's saying in the chat that Vox Day calls that a gamma. A gamma male? I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Well, because there's alpha males, beta males, keep going down the alphabet. Gamma.
And
it's less than an F.
And what you said about because that's when I wanted to hop in and give my 2 cents about the layering at the small part of the back. Like, I started to cringe because, don't get me wrong, when I'm with my close friends, I like to hug, I like to cuddle, but I give the comfortable bear hugs, not sit there. No,
and that's the thing too, is like, I know plenty of people who will, like, I understand the need for a hug and stuff like that. But first off, when is it you decided you're gonna start trying to be comfortable enough to be wrapping your arms around me? And he's like, if he's not 300, he's pushing. And I mean, and he's like 6 foot something. So he could crush me. So I have to be really, really careful. Like, that's one of the things, is like, I don't know if I could even say anything, because if he decided one of these days that he just wants to go for it, best thing I can do is hope that he kills me in the process.
That he thinks he doesn't have. Well, he doesn't have the self-awareness to realize that he's got no shot. And 9 out of 10 times,
knows, because I fucking told him I don't play those games. I don't play those games with people where I feed the false hope. I fucking hate when that kind of shit happens. So I made sure to tell him and let him know, like, this isn't gonna happen with us. Like, I know you keep making jokes and you keep making offers and all that jazz, but it's just not gonna happen with us.
No means no, bro.
You should have like a preloaded text message. And this is when you guys are face to face. And when he does shit like that, just go, oh, hold on for a second, and text him the message. And then if he doesn't get it, just keep texting it. Spam the fucker.
Or have a preset voice recording.
Okay, well, you know what? You got that psychology thing going good, Kadan. What would you categorize me? What type of male am I?
I forget what the I believe it's either a Sigma or an Omega. I believe it's Omega, where you're kind of the top, but you run in your own, way. Like, you're not quite the alpha, because and I honestly, the way alpha males, when I'm talking about the quote unquote alpha males, they're the ones who have to whip their dicks out and swing around and be like, look at how big my dick is. And I see you as more like an Omega, where you're just like, yeah, I got my own fucking shit, and I know how to do my own shit, and I know how to handle my own shit. And I don't need to try and bury people down beneath me in the same way that alphas tend to do. And again, I don't consider them true alphas. It's just the alphas that are around nowadays who have to constantly remind people, I'm a fucking alpha male. Look how big my dick is. Just gonna plop my balls on here, know what I mean? Like
I'd be like, what up, what up, what up? Don't put those balls on my table.
Alpha males who have to bully other people and who have to talk down to other people and who have to belittle other people. That's the alpha males that I'm talking about. I don't see you as an alpha. I see you as an omega. You're not a beta. I don't see you as a follower. And there's a couple more. There's the delta. I don't see you as a delta either.
Do they have a list of this stuff somewhere?
No. It's just some stuff that, like, mind you, it's been changed and readjusted over time to be like a little more fitting and a little more accurate and a little more detailed. But when I was first learning about this stuff was when I used to sit in sociology and psychology classes. I never enrolled in college, but I did get bored and sit in college classes.
Okay.
Well, okay, I'll bite. What am I?
What are you?
They're saying that there are 5 classes. There's the alpha, the beta,
the delta, sigma, and the omega.
Omega, gamma, and delta.
Yeah, delta. Okay, it's not sigma, it's delta.
Delta is aloof, resentful, and private. Gamma is adventurous, fun-loving, and restless. Omega, eccentric, kind of nerdy, laid back. Beta, collaborative, and introverted. And alpha male, big old douchebag. They're saying self-confident, outgoing, and enterprising. No, they're obnoxious. People who claim they're alpha males are obnoxious as fuck.
No. That's the people who claim they're alpha males. Mind you, there are plenty of people who will try and say, I'm a fucking alpha male. This is what an alpha male is like. And they exude a sense of douchebagginess and better than you-ness.
Look at my balls! Look at them!
Yeah, and that is now what is considered like, oh, that's what we're talking about when we talk about alpha males. And I'm just like, so douchebags.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, alpha males were usually the ones who had the kind of confidence and not in the fuckboy kind of way.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Although slightly in the fuckboy kind of way.
Yeah.
But alpha males are the ones who have the kind of confidence in who they are and about themselves. Not quite to a narcissistic level, but almost to a narcissistic level. But alpha males are the ones who have that sense of confidence that usually draws people to them.
Okay.
That's what alpha males like. That's what the alpha was initially supposed to be representative of. The kind of person who, like, it's not necessarily that they'll be like, yeah, no, it's okay. I'm the number one top dog. I'll lead. It's more like, we have seen you and you have a sense of confidence. We want you to, lead this expedition or this project or whatever. And they'll be like, all right, I'll do it. Because they're confident in their abilities.
I think I'm going to have to go with Omega because of the eccentric, nerdy, and laid back. Except for there's one paragraph that says, they make for lazy husbands who rely on their wives' expenses most of the time and don't lift a finger to help her with house chores. Bull fucking shit. I will call you on that one. But it does say that he's immature to an extent, irresponsible, and definitely lacks ambition. He was also picked a lot in school or college because of his aloof behavior. Omegas are also said to be highly intelligent beings, but they really don't act on it. Got to take the good with the bad, I guess.
Well,
Yeah. And there's always going to be... Go ahead.
That's why I'm asking, okay, I'll bite.
He needs to know.
Yeah, I'm curious. You've got my almonds activated.
Are we going to do Cadunt analyzes?
Yes.
Is that
what you're trying?
Honestly, if we did a night of that, there would be everybody in the waiting room.
I highly doubt it.
I don't. I really don't. I think oh, wait a minute. Good morning to Poppy Antichrist. Have a wrench. There you go. No, because I think at least in this neighborhood, you're respected enough for your opinion. Whether or not they agree is a different thing. But I think I forget who the one radio doctor was. The chick who they Dr. Laura. Do you remember her? I think you could Dr. Laura, but with at least 100% better sense of humor. Because that woman was as funny as a post.
Here's why I don't think everybody will be in the waiting room.
Okay.
Because I could do one person, just one, and it will easily be repeated for a majority of the rest of the people that would probably like sit in the waiting room to be like, oh, analyze me kind of thing. And it's not even accurate, and it's only based on what I can garner from interactions off of the internet. And again, not too many people will do their fullest selves on the internet. They'll take certain aspects and play off of that.
Oh, sure.
Well,
I mean, see, the whole thing falls to, and I know I've said this a ton of times, so forgive me, audience, that you basically, when you hit the internet, you want to pick those things that are best representative of you in your own mind. What you think are the best qualities, and kind of just sweep the other shit into the shadows. I mean, everybody tries to put their best foot forward, so to speak.
Not me.
Oh yeah, I step in shit all the time, but yes. At least I get to laugh about it because I'm old and I'll die soon, so I'm okay with that.
Like I for a while, I loved playing on the cunty gimmick because it's easier, it's safer. Anger is easier than anything else. It really is. That's actually been helping me a lot lately, which is bad. That's a very bad thing for me to be like, no, let the hate flow through you.
Yes, young Skywalker.
something dark side.
When it comes to the whole internet thing, like, what you see is what you get, for better or worse. Like, the only difference is I'm a tad bit more outgoing, but not much different.
Joker, it's all kabuki theater on the internet. I mean, there are people who are genuine. The two names that quickly come to mind is Mr. LM and Stalvin. And I think, and I've met Stalvin, and I'm not going to try to impose into your hippie territory, Kadant. but you get a feeling about people, and he's fucking quality people. Just
I'd be glad to get a feeling about him. I mean, what?
Oh
no, but
he got muscles that ripple. He even had muscles in his beard that ripple.
No, I don't care about muscles. It's all about the fact that like his personality is so engaging.
Yeah.
And it's really it's really amazing.
But by the way, good morning, small man.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went to Knoxville, I basically saw him because he has never had a problem with showing his face, and Addie's grateful about that. But I saw him right off. I didn't know who Buzz was because, of course, he's never face doxed yet. But I was wearing the Medicare shtick, and I saw Stalvin. Stalvin waved to me, and I went over, and they were right by Andy's crew. And there's all those people surrounding him, and going up and shaking hands, getting that celebrity rub. And the three of us just basically, we were close to that crowd, but we didn't pay any fucking attention to him. T-Tac was there too, and we just had our own little clique, just sitting back shooting the shit. And I got good vibes from all three of them. They just they seem to be good guys, but people use the phrase "salt of the earth" without knowing what it means. I will give that to Stalvin, unless he's got like bodies buried in his basement, but it doesn't seem like that. I think because Joker's been patient, and he wants to know what would you can classify Joker, and then we will roll out of here. We'll go into the after stream, which anybody who's in the ward is invited to jump into the after stream to say hey howdy. So I have my guess, or my impression, but what is yours, Skidon?
Beta.
What?
Yep, I'd say beta too.
It's because you do like working with people. You have the ability to listen and work with people, and you're not over inserting yourself. You're not taking charge, and I, like you have a very unique and fun kind of personality about you. But that's the thing too, is I can say beta, and as soon as somebody hears that, they're like, I'm not a beta. Like, what do you mean? Like, because beta equals bad, just like alpha equals douche. But you got to look at it more in depth than that. And for me, like Joker, you're a beta.
And and honestly, the one thing that I would say, which would be even semi derogatory, would be that from the stories that you've told me, you're more likely to get friend zoned.
See, yeah. I'm not even going on the friend zone thing, because plenty of betas are not friend zone. It's just their approach is different. And I don't believe the friend zone is an actual thing. I think it's just one of those where people who quote unquote claim to get quote unquote friend zone are just we're looking for something more when they were told that it wasn't going to be something more, or that it's not something more for the other person. All of a sudden they're just like, but I did all these nice things for you, and I was so good to you, and I did that, so you owe me.
Oh, that right there, no.
No, I wouldn't consider.
That's why I don't believe in the friend zone. It's just more one of those where, I make a better friend than I do a relationship partner for this person.
Well, yeah, and friend zone can be a good or a bad thing, but if there's more of a tendency for the opposite sex to do that, you're such a nice person, I feel I can tell you anything. That's like friend zoning to me.
See, for me, when the term friend zone gets used, I get irritated
Because you're thinking it's derogatory.
Because I look at it in the way that people who complain about I was put in the friend zone again, they're the kinds of pieces of shit and douchebags who are just like, I did all this nice stuff and blah 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 blah, and yet I get friend zoned.
Hey, good on.
They don't owe you anything, first and foremost, and second, if they keep coming to you and being like, yo, can you give me this? Can you give me that? Can you give me this? Can you give me that? And if they're leading you on in any way, shape, or form, then that makes them pieces of shit. And that makes you kind of stupid and maybe a cuck.
Hey, Katan.
Yeah.
I have little chocolate balls in my mouth.
You suck on those balls.
Mm.
You suck on them, dog. I'm also gonna go into like a whole thing if we keep talking about this, because like, boy, what I can say about cucks. Like, I have a couple of people I know. There are a couple of people I know that they will never admit that they're a cuck. But whenever I tell them anything that's similar to their story and describe that, like the person who went through that as a cuck, they're just like, yeah, they got cucked pretty bad. And I'm just like, huh. Sounds like a familiar scenario though, doesn't it? You're just not tracking with the fact that like you're a cuck. Congratulations, you cucked yourself. And God. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. You go ahead and let me know when we're doing the shilling.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing you a song about that actual the actual topic you said in the after stream. So because this is going to be my guess, so I will sing it when we get to the after stream. Yeah, hey, it's time to shill. It's shilla time, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get to the there it is. Bang, and we have started the shill. And Joker, it's time to start us off and finish us up.
Well, the link to my channel is in the chat. Look around if you like what you see. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.
See, ever since what was it? Addie pulled out the griffin claws on you. It just seems like you don't have any oomph anymore for doing your shill. Was it Addie? I think it was Addie. Shame on you, Addie. You do your goddamn show however you want to. Fuck the world. Kadan, is there anything that you would like to show? And technically you may be shilling, but since you're on mute, we can't hear you. It's one of those things.
Stuff and things. That happen. You already did the Doc Griffin's T Public Store shill earlier, so I can't do that one. I mean, I could talk about the loot box.
It just actually came up.
You're welcome. Like, perfect timing, right there. That's what the being on me was, waiting for those loot boxes, so you could just go ahead. By the way, just so you guys aren't are you confused? The chick that's on the box of the loot boxes is me. I know. It's like it's beautiful. I don't remember my own pricing. I'm pretty
That's up there.
for some 25, something like that. There's also like 2 videos, short, like little like just snippets, that are the same price as like random 3-pack loot box. There you go. Enjoy. I don't know. Hit me up if you don't know how to contact me. Tell Doc, and he'll help you, like, figure it out.
Or join the ward and you'll be able to DM from there.
Yeah, or join the ward and just message me in the ward and be like, at Cadence the Malevolent. Question mark done. And I'll just be like, oh, right, okay.
So, this will be quick because I do agree that sometimes I just kind of drag on, and I'll admit I am pretty high right now because I took a muscle relaxer and a pain pill, and I might have had something 80 proof with that. Yeah, just so I don't grind to a fucking halt. By the way, there's a new name, Slayer Raven. Good morning. We're leaving and have a wrench. The Twitter's there. That's so you guys can follow along with the no context tweets. See how well I shit up my feed with pictures that have no explanations. Congratulations to Gulf City Outlaw for his first successful night in trying to strive to get that Hall of the Immortals for a second time. It's possible. It's been done. We'll see if it can happen again. And, of course, I get my booze money from Patreon. So if you donate there, I consider you an enabler, not a patron. And thanks. Of course, we already shilled the Doc Griffin thing. And also, the last link that I have in there is for Queensboro Custom Embroidered Apparel. These guys not only have excellent quality of product, they also have fantastic customer service. A+. And you will never regret working with Queensboro. I don't get paid to say that, but that's the reason why when I decided, hey, we're going to go ahead and do some audience appreciation gifts, right then and there, they were the first ones that came up. And everything you've seen that they have, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you don't think that I'm right about that, you can just catch me outside. So I'd like to thank everybody who was on the stream this evening, which includes Joker. Because my blabbering ass was doing half this gimmick. But that's only half the fun. The other half exists in the chat. We appreciate you guys coming out, patronizing us, so to speak. Sometimes patronizing. Yeah. But doesn't matter because you're here to have fun or hopefully just to get the fuck to sleep. And maybe we might have put you people out. And I hope we did because that means job accomplished. So, and who knows? Maybe someday, if you're feeling froggy, jump into the ward and we'll get you on stream. And we just might make your monkey ass famous at the chaotic crossroads of the overnight internet. So, for my mystical, magical, malevolent, magnificent, maleficent, psychoanalyzing co-host Kadan, and myself, Doc Griffin. Thanks everybody for stopping out this evening. And if you would please, just do me one simple favor. Leave the money on the dresser. Bye.